Hello everybody, GamerPenny here, bringing you another episode of our World of Final Fantasy Let's Play. Now, we do have something a little bit different that happened with this episode. I recorded the whole thing and realized that Windows had shut off my microphone. So I was talking to no one, basically. It wasn't recording. So I am sort of voicing this episode over, and I do apologize for that. I do fix it between this episode and the next one. But hopefully you put up with me. I don't know, it's kind of different voicing something over than it is experiencing it for the first time. So I'm going to try to remember what, I was talking about, what was going through. We are going to take on this Iron Giant, and I did think that this was a huge boss battle, but actually I think this is a hidden boss, and it's not even a boss. I think it's a hidden mob simply there so that we can imprison it, and that we can get a memento that we could turn our mithril giant into this Iron Giant. And I kind of figured that out a little bit because I'm thinking, well, which spell do I want to use? How do I do this? And I figure, let's just look and see if he's, susceptible to anything. So I do use a Libra on him, and I notice he has the symbol for imprison.
I've got this.
And it does say use magical enhancements on the Mirage to create a Prismtunity. Of course, a Copper Gnome Prism. So I figure we're not actually going to beat this Iron Giant. We're actually going to try to capture him. So that's all we're going to do in this fight, really. We're going to try to get him and capture him. I'm trying to figure out what magical enhancements they are. And I'm still a little bit unsure exactly if we can use an item to do that. I tried multiple things. And end up doing, I think I end up doing Protect and like Faith and stuff like that on him. Just sort of to enhance him a little bit, and I know that we're not going to kill him, so we go through all of that stuff. I think I start with Faith. Yeah, and we try to use Focus, but it does say right on there, and see it now, second time through, you can only use it on yourself. So I go down to Protect and... No, I'm pretty sure I used the Faith. Yeah, there we go. Get Faith on him, and all Faith does is raise magical damage, and I figured he was mostly melee, so it wasn't gonna matter that much. Look how awesome he is. He hits for a lot, bro. He does hit for quite a lot. But then we try to imprison him, and I know there's the tip that if you do it multiple times, like if I did Faith multiple times, I thought it should make him more easily imprisonable. But actually I don't think that's the case with Iron Giant. I'm not sure.
No, don't move.
Yeah, because we try and he pops out multiple times, so you guys are gonna sit through and watch this battle. Kind of fast forward and just do the same things over and over. So I'm gonna update you guys a little bit on my Final Fantasy III playthrough that I'm doing. It's not on the channel, I'm doing it on my own, and I'm actually using a guide so that I make sure I don't miss anything. I don't know how you guys did it when you first played it and you didn't use a guide. I definitely was trying to play through it, got like 10 hours in, and got stuck on a Toad level. And I didn't know that you had to go somewhere else, and it's like a hidden somewhere else to get a Toad spell. I would not have known that, or what to do next. But I did see in the achievements, the Iron Giant is in Final Fantasy III. So that's probably where he's from. That's a really... It's a fun game, but it really is, like, I don't know how I would do it without help. So I am kind of playing through it and trying to get as many achievements as I can and trying to do everything that I can in that game. It's pretty cool. I basically, on the Steam Summer Sale, I bought all of the Final Fantasies that are on Steam right now. Oh, and my Final Fantasy 12 came in the mail, and I have made a decision, and we're probably not going to be playing that on the channel. 12, for two reasons. One, I started playing it on my own because I was so excited about it, and I didn't want to wait till we were done with this game to play it. So I did start playing that on my own. And two, Final Fantasy is kind of a unique game that if you wanted to get into, same with 10 as well, so both Final Fantasy 10 and Final Fantasy 12, they're over like 100 hours if you do everything that's in it. And I'm not sure quite yet how we would do that on the channel. It would probably be hour-long episodes, but that's still 100 episodes. Alright, but okay, so here we did catch Iron Giant. He is an XL Mirage. Instead of keeping him with us, so it does say with its Mighty Blade and Mighty Guard skill, which is awesome. This Mirage is one dangerous customer. You might think the Mithril Giant should be stronger since Mithril is both rare and harder. Well, not this time. Instead of keeping him with us, we go ahead and we send him to Seraphie because he would start at level 1. But we worked on Copper Gnome and Mithril Giant a lot before. So I wanted to use the one that was already semi-leveled up, even though I don't think it would take a whole lot to level 1 up from level 1 now. But we've already unlocked so much on his Mirage board through Copper Gnome and Mithril Giant that we bring him out. So we go back and save. Accessing our prism case. Yeah, and we do put Cerebrus away because he's just, I don't know, he hasn't been doing it for us really soon. I bring out Iron Giant. One, because I think he's just awesome. Where is he? I can't find, there he goes. Bring out Mithril Giant, and we transfig him into Iron Giant. Because he's already level 18, and it's basically we're starting at level 1 with no skills, or level 18 with skills on other Mirage boards. And so that's what we did. I was concerned, I don't know why his, up in the right hand corner, his HP was in the red, and I still don't know why it's in the red. Maybe, I don't know, maybe because it overall was going to be less, but I have no idea why it was in the red, because it wasn't less than what we had. So we look at his Mirage, he's got stuff, Defense Plus, Grand Sword, which he used on us, which is cool, and that Mighty Guard, Gain, Protect, and Shell, is awesome. But if he's out there as a XL, like he could probably last quite a bit. Well, we do have to remember he's mostly melee. So, but he can be pretty bulky, I think. Because all this, I believe all this stuff is transferring over, and it does say the sync level is 19%. I'm gonna have to play around with that a little bit and see what happens when we completely fill out some Mirage boards. Maybe that would be 100%, like on all different transfigurations. Oh, and here I did realize that, oh, it was Iron Giant that had the shell. Because, do you remember a few episodes, well, more than a few episodes ago, there was a Mirage that we had to catch that required us to put shell on it, and I couldn't remember which one had it. It was Mithril Giant that had it. So, you will see me save every time possible in this game, because it is my worst fear that we'll get through something, especially like a boss fight, and the game will crash. Which would absolutely suck. So we'll take on these guys, 3 other Mithril Giants. I'm going to try to see if there's anything that's going to hit all of them, and I do a sandstorm here. And what I'm going for is to trying to blind all of the Mithril Giants. And we actually get it on all 3 of them, which is awesome. I don't know how much it helped us because they still were hitting us. But it turned out that these guys were not that difficult down there, so we didn't have to worry about sleeping any of them or poisoning even. It was just really easy to bring these guys down. I think we're looking for what we can do. I think I tried to poison one of them. I'm not sure if these guys are poisonable, because every time I tried it, it did not work. Did not work on them. But it turns out we're doing a lot of damage. And I did want to talk to you guys about the Tama and Holy Dragon stack. And I know eventually we're going to keep Tama with us, always. We're not going to put her back with Seraphie. But I don't know if we're always going to keep her on the stack. So if we find another small that has a cure or cura so that we could possibly get Curaga. We do have one in the party now. It's that magic pot one, but he's on our mimic stack.
We did it!
So we are gonna look out for another small mirage that possibly has cure, so that we can kind of play around with her stack a little bit too. But again, Tama's not going away because, you know, in the opening cutscene, Tama turns into this giant XL mirage. She takes on the world. She has laser eyes. It's awesome. We just go back and touch the save point here to refill because I felt I was nervous here. I said, you know, it's a big old, it looks like an arena pretty much. Probably gonna fight a boss. And I did notice on the side here there was this little like lip, and I thought for sure there was gonna be a treasure chest down here. There was not. No treasure for us. But I'm for sure that this arena is going to be a boss fight. So I'm really nervous going into it. I'm like, well, here it comes, and then, yep, turns out it's not actually that bad of a boss fight either. Actually, this whole game's not been that bad. There's not been a
What the?
Wait a sec. Is that who you were talking about? That's definitely your name he's the calling.
Who's there? Show yourself!
It's Gilgamesh.
I'm back with a vengeance!
He looks amazing too.
And you
That still
are...
cracks me up.
Huh? You mean you don't recognize him?
I have awaited this day.
Oh, poor Gilgamesh.
How many years now?
He can't quite remember.
Hang on. What was I going to do to you again?
Hey, don't look at me.
Then tell me what you know.
Huh? Nobody asks me that.
Which of them will out the stupid the other? I can't look away.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. I'll get it right this time. I have awaited this day 100 years.
Oh, well that's a nice round number.
Sure is. For one he just made up.
Very the lame.
Yeah, I'll say.
Quiet, quiet, quiet! No one is permitted to mock the almighty Gilgamesh!
Awesome, so we're taking on Gilgamesh. That's amazing.
How old does this guy have to be if he's been waiting 100 years? Like 80?
Oh, come on. You know as well as I do, he's just exaggerating. There's this thing called hyperbole, like when people say, this book weighs a ton, or, oh, I could
Game's
sleep for
getting
a month.
educational.
Oh, hyperbole! As in hyperbole could
Teaching
eat the
us
whole
what a
chocobo.
hyperbole
Is
is.
he the serious?
I hope he's not serious. Or else Bart's is gonna have to hide Boko in
Alright,
fast.
so we're gonna take on Gilgamesh. Again, it wasn't a real hard fight. There was never any time where we were like critically in danger. And that's one thing about this game is there hasn't been a fight yet that's like a main fight. So like the Princess Flan was probably the hardest one, but we just weren't leveled to that. We weren't supposed to be taking her on then. We'll probably go back and try her again at some point. But we really have not come across a main story fight where it's been, you know, you're ready to slam your head against the desk a couple times because you're just stuck. And I think I'm talking about that here when I originally played through, because I'm thinking I'm talking about Final Fantasy X. So if you've ever played Final Fantasy X, the first time I played it, I'm just gonna talk about this spell because I think right now, okay, it's insta kill, and it does 1 damage. So basically, he has a skill where he has 2 swords, and it's sort of a gamble, and he can pick 1 sword, and it could do 1 damage, or he could pick another sword and it does like major damage. And I really want that, although it's kind of like a gamble. But so like I was saying, in Final Fantasy X. I loved that game, and there wasn't really a fight where I struggled a whole lot up until I got to Seymour on the mountain. And if you've ever played it, that fight is the absolute worst fight in any game I've ever played in my life. And it's maybe because I wasn't leveled up, maybe I didn't grind enough, maybe it's supposed to teach you gotta go back and grind. But the first time I ever played Final Fantasy X, when I had it on, what was it, PS2, that's where I stopped. I did not get beyond him. I didn't know how it ended, I didn't know what happened afterwards. I was like, you know what, I will never know anything else about this game other than I liked it up until that fight. And so then when the game came out again and I was following a guide and everything, when it came out on PS3, I think? No, it wasn't even PS3. I got stuck there again on PS3 and stopped again. And then when it came out on PS4 as the HD remaster, I actually, here's the other part of that sword spell. I actually used a guide and found out that Riku has her mix ability, so I never used Riku. She has her mix ability, and if you do the chocobo racing, you can get some limited items, so you can't use it in every fight, but limited items that let you basically one or two shot him, and that's the only way I ever got past him. I've never beaten him without using her mix ability. And that, I don't know. That, and the worst part about that fight too is if you've ever played it, there's a long, unskippable cutscene before it and after a save point. So you have to go up there every time and watch that stupid cutscene, and he looks so smug in it. It's just, it is the worst, so, oh well. But here, we're about to kill Gilgamesh. Or not kill him, but defeat him in a fight.
Oh yeah!
And guys, let me know what you think about the Minotaur and the Sandicore stack. Because actually, it's doing fairly well. And I didn't think that it would. Like, I thought it was just going to be sort of, you know, a strength-based stack and that we're constantly going to be playing around with it. Gilgamesh. Alright, I'll continue that thought after this.
No fair ganging up on me like that, you cowards! Ah!
What?
Next time, it's just you and me.
That's definitely not happening.
Well, I've given you enough of a beating anyway.
Bye.
Good day!
I can't figure out what flies down. It does remind me, though, that I want to actually put the imp into our party. The imp that we got.
So, who mixed up his marbles?
Got me.
Well, at least he's out of our hair, I guess.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Alright, so Bart's champion medal has been unlocked. We can get that. Yes, dear God, please save that. So I am interested in going back and just checking out the other intervenes, because we've probably unlocked quite a bit, and I'm hoping that Bart's is one of them so that we can go and find Gilgamesh again. I'm assuming that's going to be something that we can do. Alright, bye Bart.
Okay, see you guys around.
Yep, take care.
Right. Don't be a stranger now.
Bye the bye!
Alright, so Bart's is off. We're gonna check for treasure, I think, here. Yeah, because anytime there's that little enclave, even though we can see it, like, fully, I'm always gonna check it for treasure. And, I did look back at the editing, and I think I even made a comment right here. We've been on this bridge now for 3 or 4 episodes, you guys. And I'm even commenting, I am so done with this dang bridge. Like, I understand the level design, and I know I gave it crap the last episode. I was like, I'm so sick of this bridge. Worst area ever. I still feel that same way.
Okay, the final
Lon
dash.
feels the same way as well.
Have fun.
We're almost
I'll
done
be
with the
taking my
bridge.
time.
Oh, come
And I thought
on,
for sure
live a
there was going to
little.
be another boss battle up here. But there's definitely not. We come out here and I look and I say, oh, kind of looks like an arena. And then you see it fully and it's like, actually it doesn't look. It just looks like a new region. Oh, I'm checking to see if we need to heal up because I still think there's going to be a boss out there. But no, it's a new region, so we're just going to go enter a new spot, which this next part, okay, I love it.
Chapter 17.
Cool.
Naught but nightmares.
It's night.
The moon is so pretty!
So, are we really sure there's a key around here?
Well, I am getting some seriously intense Naught but Night vibes from the place.
I say we go to check out that town in the distance. The one with the light on.
Hey, is that...
It's Halloween decorated, which I think is really cool. Reminded me of Halloween Town or what was it? Universal Studios used to put on a Halloween theme in Cedar Point, if you've ever been there for Halloween.
Guys, are we sure this thing's safe?
Looks like a one-way ticket to, you know.
You know I hate that kind of...
Oh, tickets,
It's just the conductor.
Oh, then this must be the same train as the always.
Huh? The conductor?
Yes.
I love him.
In all my succulentious glory.
What? Why did you scare me?
But miss, you were practically begging for a good heart stopper. Ask and you shall receive, I say.
What kind of stupid, messed up logic is that? Stop doing that!
Zip, zip.
Would you cut that out?
Zip, zip, zip.
Just let me hit you!
Zippity, zip.
She's losing her cool, man.
50 odd years of cactuaring.
Oh my
I'd say I
god.
know
50
a
odd
thing or
years
two
of
about
cactuaring.
dodging. Come and get me.
She's ready to throw down.
Back here, you prickly punk!
Sis?
Poor Lon's like, what the heck?
Rain, are you
Yeah, I still got it.
Yeah, well, you
Just
don't
hit
have
him
to
in the
give it to
face.
me.
You better keep practicing, little giant girl. Can't touch this cactuar.
One of these
She's going
days,
straight up
I'm
Kill
gonna
Bill.
get you for this.
Okay.
I love it.
We're kind of getting off track.
That's for the sure.
Perfect.
Right, tickets, please.
We're gonna hop on the train.
Go on then.
And I did
All
notice
aboard.
here on the town where we're going that we're about to see. So cool. Pumpkin. It reminded me of Kingdom Hearts, like if we're going to Halloween Town. Notice the chain. There's that huge chain up there. And I even comment on like, do you guys see that giant that giant chain on the town? That means that it's under the Federation control. Bahamutian Army. So, I think we're gonna... I'm trying to remember what we do here. I think we do save, as always. Always want to save whenever we can. But I think I'm actually gonna play around with mirages right now. And we're gonna put one away and take one out. I believe that's what I do here. And what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna put away... Yep, we're gonna put away Cactuar. Because I was looking through his abilities a little bit and... I think we just have him out because he's Cactuar. Right? So we put him away. And we're gonna take out that imp that we got in the last... Was it the last episode? Or is one of the bridge episodes? Because I don't know what it turns into, but it looks awesome, right? So it looks like it will turn into something amazing. And look at the abilities. We're gonna get Gravaja, we're gonna get Ultimate Terror, Nightmare, Nightmare Touch. So I really want to see what it turns into, and I don't know. When we look at the Mirage board, it looks like it's going to be an XL. So So it goes from small to XL. I'm hoping it turns into a large and not an XL. So we are gonna play around with the Mirage boards a little bit. The thing with the Mirages now is Tama and Holy Dragon, they're completely filled up. So until I can get Holy Dragon's smaller version, I have nothing else to do with it. Right? So I can't do anything else with Holy Dragon. The only way I can make it more powerful is I gotta find out what we need to unlock to get its smaller version. Tama, same thing. We can't do anything. We have 17 points, so whenever we unlock something else for Tama, they'll be amazing. Sandacor's got a point, so we can't really spend in. Same with Undead Princess. Imp has 3, so we get Bewitching Whisper, I think. Yep. And that's about all we can do with the Imp so far, but I'm kind of excited to see what it's gonna level up into. And there's two different ones. So level 22 or higher, we're gonna find out. So once it gets to 22, and there's a hidden one that we have to unlock something. So I'm gonna keep playing around with it and see what we need to do. See, it looks like an XL. Doesn't look like a large, because those are the large ones, and that other box was ginormous. But we'll see. I don't know if there's anything else that we can do. Oh, Iron Giant. Yep. Iron Giant, we're gonna start getting his defense and try to get some of these skills. And now his sync level is 20. Oh, okay, look. So I think it really is how many of these you unlock. This is the magic pot. So vigilance prevents enemy ambushes. That means we can walk without getting ambushed. And here's the Kiraga. So it is possible we could put magic pot in place of Tama, but it would get rid of any sort of magic. Like, Tama has fire at least. And Holy Dragon, I guess, would still have holy. I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna play around with that stack. If we find another cure or something that goes with the Holy Dragon, we might replace Tama for a little bit and see how it goes.
Hey, hold up.
Oh yeah, they're noticing the chain.
An anchor.
The Federation must have controlled this place.
Let's be careful.
Alright. And going into this, I have no idea. Knowing what's inside, I can see it now. So I can see what it looks like. It looks like the, you know, it looks like a old museum maybe, an ancient, I don't know, Athens, a great library maybe. Tome Town of the Ancient. So it does look like it's Grecian maybe, or something in his history. People in here look pretty cool. Tome Town of the Ancient.
Oh, just a look at all these books.
Oh, dude! I have absolutely zero use for this.
Well, you never were too keen on the printed word.
I doubt anyone's gonna be burning through any paperbacks in this light.
The town is awfully dark. I mean, I know it's the land of Naught but Night, but it's still too early for the town to be sleeping, right?
Yeah, there should be more people around if you ask the me.
Huh?
Someone's crying.
Hey, are you okay?
And here's where I realize what we're dealing with.
What's the matter? Huh?
Vampires! Oh. Who is saving us? Someone amazing. Aw, he killed us.
Oh.
Hi, Cloud.
Come on. Can you keep up?
Yes!
Yeah!
We will keep up in a second because I think I look for treasure first. I have to look around. And this would actually give me an opportunity to see if we missed anyone because I gotta pay attention to us running around as the Lilican, I think it is, the little ones. Because if there are chests that we need to be giant sized to reach, I want to make sure that we're not missing those as well. Uh-oh. We just take
Mirages
charge
we
here.
can handle.
Yeah.
So this
no
is kind of
sweat.
a cool fight. Two ones that we don't have, although I think we have Snowbat,
Okay.
which is going to be the same as
savage
this.
our reputation.
I do make.
Right! Let's savage it!
You want him to think we're even more incompetent? Oh, whatever.
I do make one mistake during this fight, and I try to make two of them imprisonable at the same time. So we use Libra on the vampire, and we're trying to figure out and use dark attacks. And I think I do have one of the dark attacks. And then it's not on Rain, so I'm looking for. Although what's Banisher? Did I skip over that one? That should have been a dark attack, right? Or was that holy? So then we use Libra on the Werebat.
I've got this.
And inflict blindness, which we also have a spell that does blindness, but I was so afraid that I was going to insta-kill them that I didn't actually use it. So I'm searching through here. I did. I skipped right over. I was like, oh, we don't have it on this stack, and then I'm like, oh wait, Siphon. So Siphon's dark without even doing much damage. So we can get the dark on the vampire, make him imprisonable. And we try to do it, we don't quite get the vampire. So I will say that we don't get the vampire on this go around. Because I decided to pick off the other ones and then make the Werebat imprisonable. And you can't have two imprisonable at the same time, so it negates that vampire's one. And we end up just killing it, basically. We can't do it anymore. So, we don't get the vampire, but the Werebat can turn it into the vampire, so if we really wanted it, we can get the vampire. I'm not all that... I'm okay. I'm okay with not having it. We might play around with it later, but right now, I don't think... So here's a good time to talk about what we plan on doing with the game. I'm not going to 100% it. So I'm not going to complete all of the Mirage boards and try to get all of the Mirages and stuff. We might go back and do some of them. Like, I do eventually want to try Princess Flan. Or the Flan Princess again, just to see if maybe we can go back and get it. I do want to try some of the Merc Rifts. We are going to do as many of the intervenes as we possibly can, so we're going to do a lot. But if we miss stuff, we're just going to deal with that. I also know that the ending of this game, and I didn't spoil it for myself, but the ending of this game... There's a good ending and a bad ending. And as soon as I found that out, I looked up how to get both of them without a spoiler. I looked it up. Oh, see, they're both in... Oh, they're not. Now they're not. I looked it up, and I think we are going to try to get... Maybe. I say this now, but we might. We'll see how I feel when we get there. But every time you play it, the first time through... You're gonna get the bad ending. It's basically. And then you gotta go and capture some more things to try to get the good ending, is what I read, basically. And I don't know what either of them are, so I have no idea. But I think we are at least gonna try to go back through and get those things that you need to get the good ending. So just so you guys know what the plan for this series is. That is gonna be my plan. We get unstacked here. He has this cool... He does have a really cool action, so I don't know. We might try to play with the vampires where if he evades your attack, he counters right after it. And that could be really helpful in some other fights. But we'll see. I'm not going to try to get everyone. I just want to play around and see what stacks work out. Again, Holy Dragon and Tama are probably going to be in all of our stacks. But Lan's stack is probably going to change. So, a mirage that flaps around on a set of tiny little wings attempts to suck blood when it runs low on health. But hey, haven't we all been there? Swing this bat all you want, you won't get a home run. Now, I do feel like I've read this before, so I don't know if we have... I know we have that white bat from the snowy region. I don't know if it reads the same way, or if I saw someone else capture this when I was watching some of the playthroughs before. Because I did watch someone play this on Twitch, but I didn't watch very far. But I don't remember this part at all, so I don't know if those bats could come beforehand or not. Like, I've not seen this part. I didn't know Cloud was in the game.
Your keepers? Right. The giants from the hills.
Ta-da!
That's us. Point us at mirages and watch the magic.
If that's the case, then come with me.
Cloud's always so edgy. Like, would you smile once, please? Like, come on. Come on, Cloud. Alright, and this place looks amazing. But probably a lot to explore. We don't get a chance to explore it. We're going to be in cutscenes for pretty much the rest of the episode.
So,
Celeste.
who are they?
Celeste, these kids are the giants from the hills.
You don't mean from the prophecy?
You think you could fill us in on what's been going on here?
Sure. Where to begin?
So that anchor appeared out of nowhere, then the mirages?
Yeah. The League of S sent me here. I was supposed to just be investigating the anchor.
But by the time he arrived, the vampires were already running amok. I'm told that it was utter chaos.
You didn't see it?
I'm a hired sword, and my job in Tometown is to guard this place, the Library of the Ancients. So rarely do I find myself stepping outside. And it's always quiet here. Nothing seemed amiss, at least not until the town had already been overtaken.
Hey, Celeste, where's...
Oh, he was
Who
over
else
there
is
reading.
here?
How strange.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sid?
I wish you
Are
guys
you
could hear
here?
my first reaction to this, because as soon as she said Sid, I got really excited.
Sid? If you don't answer me, I am
I was
going to
hoping he'd
burn
be in
all of
this
these
game.
books.
He's a
Wait,
robot.
wait!
Oh, Sid.
Those ghastly threats are so unbecoming.
A talking weird thing!
Then what if it's a mirage?
I often wonder the same thing.
How incredibly rude. I'm just as human as you. Just because I sometimes have a habit of...
Sid.
Yes, he does have a habit of going haywire. And it's my
That
job to
voice
calm him
actor had
down.
Fun with that.
What? Calm him down? If anything, he looks more broken down than...
I'm back!
Yes, well, it's far harder to break than you'd think. Trust me.
I'll thank you not to refer to
Yes,
me
my
as
lord.
a...
Lord.
May we continue with our conversation now?
Oh yes, where were we?
I love it. And here, look at Cloud sitting in the corner.
Oh, you're like a book freak. What did you do? Make a body that doesn't sleep just so you could keep reading forever?
Oh no, please, you have it very wrong. I prefer the term bibliophile, thank you very much.
That's the part that's wrong?
As I understand it, someone just happened to leave that body he's in lying around. And somehow his soul got embedded in it.
His soul's in bed?
Wow. I guess in a way, you are human deep down.
Maybe his soul needs to
I told you I'm human in every conceivable way.
No, you really, really aren't.
And what about you then? You say you're the giants from the hills? Now that right there is the real stretch. I mean, what a hoot!
What a what? Oh, Tom is not an owl. I mean, it is an easy mistake, but wouldn't you assume she's a skunk or something first?
You! How dare you call me the stinky again? That is the last straw! I am the fragrant! Roses line up just to get the one whiff of me! What really the stinks
rude.
is your whole stupid existence!
You don't have to be ashamed of people thinking you're skunky. Skunks are cool, okay?
Time out. Wildlife coolness aside,
Could you not derail every conversation just because you don't know how to vocabulary?
But Rain, vocabulary's not a verb.
It is if I say so. I'll vocab any way I want to. So can it before I vocab you in the Larry.
I see now you're comedians. Bravo.
Yeah, enough.
Enough.
Cloud's
We have
done
more
with your
important
shit.
things to discuss.
okay, let's get right down to it. Those people back there with the fangs, what is the deal with them?
Wow, right down to business.
Vampires. They used to be people like us. Until a vampire bite turned them.
Huh?
Now wait. Don't tell me that people can turn into mirages.
And they can't go back to the way they were?
Oh, well, while we're going back, when I was younger and even handsomer, I mean, oh yes, I remember clearly now. According to several books I have read, those who have become vampires can be cured, provided the vampire that sucked their blood is vanquished before it's too late.
So then, all we have to do is move fast and take out the vampires that did the biting?
That's the basic idea. But of course, those vampires used to be just as human as their victims. So if we're not careful about it, wouldn't we end up sacrificing as many lives as we managed to save in the end? Although, we could always pick off the illiterate vampires first. You're not really living anyway if you've never known the comfort of a good book.
No, I don't think that makes you eligible for slaying. But, point taken, we can't save everyone.
Then, dude, what are we supposed to do?
What if we defeated the first vampire? The one who started the whole thing?
The first?
That's it. If you trace the epidemic back, there has to be a first.
Yes. Let's call that one the Prime. If we defeat the Prime, then the rest.
Hey, yeah! It should cause a ripple effect and fix everyone. We would be vanquishing the bitey's biter's biter.
What do you think? Will it work, Sid?
Well, it hasn't been particularly long since the commotion started, so yes, I believe that it could.
Excellent. What a plan. Did you follow that, Tama?
Oh my god.
Of course I did.
Prime vampire, guys. That's
me
all
too.
you need to know.
I was just checking.
All right. So, where can we find the Prime?
Let's see. Cloud, when you fight the vampires off, have you noticed any patterns to where they seem to go?
I never gave it much thought, but now that you mention it, they always seem to retreat to the north.
Ah, well, that points to one place.
That's right. The graveyard with all the abandoned Mirage
Sounds
trains.
amazing, a
That's their
graveyard.
lair.
Then let's not waste any more time. We should go.
Wait, Cloud. Who's going to help the townspeople? I have to stay here.
You wouldn't want me to go bazeek and make a big old mess.
Which is exactly the reason why I have to stay here.
So, he's a big pain in the royal of the butt and certifiably useless.
Okay, putting aside how completely not funny that is, we can go to the graveyard for you, right?
Huh? Yeah.
Vampire.
Vampire
Schmampire.
schmampire. You just go ahead and point us at any old mirage.
And we'll do the rest.
All right then. I guess.
Let's see what the Fabled Giants
Sweet,
can do.
so we're gonna go take on the vampire.
take
But
you
we
to
are
the
gonna go ahead
graveyard.
and end the
Just
episode
say
after
the
we
word.
save here. So guys, again, I
around.
apologize about the having to do a voiceover. Again, the Microsoft update kind of just shut off my mic without saying anything. I didn't even know we had an update until I had to restart my computer. So it should be fixed now. This, hopefully, knock on wood, will be the only one that we have to do this in. So guys, thank you so much for the support on this series. If you do want to see more of World of Final Fantasy, make sure to leave a like or subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next time. Alright, bye-bye everyone.